Yeah, I have quite a bit of tape. Well, I did everything I needed to do today. Got a turkey. It up, finally. Got a turkey. There's a concoction. Weed, go fast, tobacco. It's too much of it. I'm going to have to stop halfway and stir it. It's late. Well, it's 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock Monday morning the 16th. I found a little bit of go fast. Or not go fast. Well, I did. Finally, got tired of fucking dragging. So I hit some go fast. And I had to fix this thing, this unit. There was an obstruction in the audio hole. Just like I got a needle and syringe, put some vodka in it, shot it in the hole, cleared the hole, and apparently it's working now. I found some weed. So, let's see. Even then it's pseudo weed, so. I'll let you know if anything happens. The idea is maybe so the cats, which have been fighting, well, Tux wants to fight with the little one. I'll show you the little one. I took in another cat, which makes 2. No more than 2. I'll just do 2. Do 2 cats. So the cats are off in their separate places. I see Tux over there in her chair, and the little one is over there behind the bag on the sofa. The little one is an infant. It's hilarious. Tux will hiss at the little one, and the little one is little. I mean, she's an infant. He, she, it. Infant. She doesn't know. She's an idiot. And she just keeps walking forward towards Tux, who's hissing. We had a big fight yesterday, and I joined the fight. Because Tux took a big-ass swipe at the little one, which set me off. Tried to explain to them that they could both go live outside. The little one could go try to find her mother, and Tux could just go find someplace else to live if they're going to fight. I'll not have fighting in my house. There'll be no fighting in my house. I don't care who you are, who you think you are. There was a taste of weed there. pseudo weed. So, my objective today was to go buy a chicken with my now extremely limited funds. Yes, I spent them all. I spent the first 2 weeks of this month drunk and high on Go Fast. Go fast. First of all, you don't go anywhere fast. And turns out you don't go anywhere. So, my objective months ago was for March originally, and then April. Clean up, get on the bike. Well, it was the 15th, now it's the 16th. And, oh. No, April, yeah, this is April. I was thinking, I thought it was my mom's birthday. That's in February. Blew that off. I'm discontented which is why I was hoping for a little bit of weed, because, weed is good for you. I'm telling you, weed is good for you. Maybe it's not good for everyone. Shay, I think I may have made a friend. A real friend. Someone who, thinks about you and your welfare every now and then. And unlike everyone I've known in my life. Does that. Think about your welfare. As well as their own. Well, she was over here tonight with her boyfriend, D. Which I gotta tell D, if you go by D, you just sound like a bag, man. Especially being as cute as he is. All my friends, all the people I know are black. So I think I've achieved something. Something. Just a little piece, a little bit of something. I grew up, I never knew any black people, period. And then it took me decades to understand that that's because I live in a racist society. And so maybe that's why I live here, in the hood. Because I want to know, what's up. I need to know what's up. If I die tonight, if something in this kills me tonight, at least I have endeavored It's not to comprehend, because you comprehend it, but at least see the world from some other's perspective. Yeah, particularly the others that have been fucked and fucked and fucked and fucked again by my fathers and my forefathers. Sometimes I wonder, because I don't necessarily trust myself, or know. One doesn't necessarily, you don't know yourself. If back then, say I was born in 1750, 1650, whatever, and see the way black people are treated, black people are treated, have been treated, are today being treated as animals to be taken advantage of. And that's that. And so now, living here in the hood, everyone I know, everyone I see. Yeah, there are a few white folk around, a few. There's this old drunk. I've never met him, but every day he walks up to the pop shop, gets his bottle, and walks in. And he's an old man. I mean, I'm an old man, but I'm not as old as your Orientals. You got your Orientals. That's a racist term, a racist expression. That's my sergeant major. He was in the Marines. We were taking a class on world bullshit, and he was teaching it. He said, you got your Orientals. Well, you got your Orientals. So they're regular human beings, and then you got your Orientals. He was a good guy too. He was great. I don't know his name. He's been dead for many years now. There is no question. That was the 8th grade? No, 10th grade. Tom and I took that class so that we could get our phys ed. And that doesn't compute, Dave. It doesn't matter. In junior high or high school, Tom and I took ROTC. I think there might be some weed in here, because I'm being Dave. Yeah, Tom and I took ROTC instead of phys ed. Huge difference. I think it's kind of funny that they could. Anyway, I learned to shoot a rifle. And then I learned about, well, you got your Orientals. Oh, I also learned that the United States of America is there are the have countries. Those countries, they just have stuff. And then you're a have-not country. And he tried to teach us. As far as I'm concerned, he tried personally to teach me because what else is it? It's personal. But we are, in America, we are a have-not country. And I don't know where it went from there. I don't know I know nothing else of what he said. But you got your Orientals. You got, that is stuck in my craw. How old am I? When is now? 40 years ago? 40 years ago? Well, you got your Orientals. No, I think there are the folks on the planet, and then you got your whites, and you got your Negroids, and you got this and that. It just go by sheer numbers. But when it comes to arrogance, well, there is no accounting for arrogance. These folks in the hood, man, they have no idea, they have no concept of basic American, not values, but just concepts. Values come much later. But first you have to have concepts, I think. Just a teaching, just someone lays down a sentence in your head that is logical and makes sense. I'm trying to do this. It's logical, it makes sense, and it sticks with you. I could think of others, some positive ones. Now my mouth is drying out a bit, so something's hitting. I was hoping there was weed in here because it's time for me to go to bed now. And I'm giving myself permission. I have to have a job right now. I have to have some kind of a job, something that pays money now. And so I thought, Monday morning, I gotta hit it. And this is huge for me. I haven't applied for a real job. Well, that would depend on when now is, and as you get older, for me anyway, it becomes much more of a task to discern when is now. Now was always a time when David was the young guy. I was the kid. My friends were all older than me. By 5 to 10 years. Not much. That was to my, and then it shifted, completely shifted. I guess I was in my early 20s. And then it shifted then in my mid to late 20s. And all my friends were younger than me. By 5 to 10 years. 3 to 5 to 10 years. And that's a time when it's kind of huge. It's huge when you're younger, but it's still huge when you're in your late 20s. Difference between a 20-year-old and a 29-year-old, a 24-year-old and a 29-year-old. Especially if the 24-year-old is still finishing college. And this isn't my case because I never tried to do this, but if you're trying to make it work. I never tried to make anything work. Except for the fucking machine. Yeah, definitely some THC. That's good. I don't have any ready food. I need to make some. Well, I could have a peanut butter sandwich, but I want to make some food. I have some eggs to put in it because I need, you know, protein. So this is the end of my year-long experiment. Crystal meth sticks in my mental craw, but I've learned over the last few months that I had to do it. I had to do it. It was something I, God help me, I had to do. For years, I went to AA meetings. And, hi, my name is David. I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict. That was the purpose of my saying that, was to acknowledge to myself that there's no difference between an alcoholic and a drug addict. It is the same thing. I mean, uh, you don't have to be just your average idiot to get that. Uh, you could be a really low functioning idiot to get that, with no experience, but to just get it, just get the connection. Jesus Christ. A transmission is a transmission, right? An engine is an engine, right? An alcoholic is an addict, right? Well, anyway, and also in solidarity for those that suffer the same thing that I do. The only difference is they use drugs. And that is, but I think on some level, one of those levels that, if you give a fuck, if you're willing to think twice about life, the universe, and everything else, I saw it at 10 years old. My job was to learn, to understand, to comprehend. That was my job, period. I didn't, that was it. You know, I knew what I didn't know what my, people say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, an airline pilot. That actually might have fucked up my quest, my objective in life. I knew when I was 10 to understand, to comprehend, to learn. And so first time I heard I was an animal, somebody told me I was an animal. I mean, I'm like 4 years old, right? They said, well, these are animals, and you're an animal too. Well, I think it was the first time. It didn't blow my mind. Actually, it was the first time maybe, I thought, whoa, something to wrap my head around. Hot damn. And then the other one was that you could die. For some reason, one night my dad said, or me and Chris's prayers. Now I lay me down to sleep, and shall I die tonight while I sleep? I pray the Lord my soul to take. And I thought, shit, I could die tonight. I was young then, 4 or 5, maybe 3. And then, so do you not then go on a quest for what the fuck does that mean for the rest of your life? If that's what it takes for the rest of your life, get it. Understand that. What the fuck does that mean? Does it mean nothing? I mean, if that's what it means, okay. And then if we get that, then hey, there you go. We're done. But no, there was a point there. The man, my father, gave me a puzzle. Well, and part of the puzzle is when I was growing up, there were black people out there. And even then, I didn't know like where do the black people live. All I knew about were the black people that came over on slave ships, because that's what they taught us in school. You know, those are the black people and stuff. Well, anyway, life, the universe, and something else. Well, I grew up to become myself, and some of the shit that your parents teach you, you may thank God for that, even though we're done with parents. They teach you something, and they teach you wonderful things, and they stick with you. But so, you know, I mean, and I say parents. When they told me in school, they were talking about American government, and I'm going to do that. They told me that this is what they told me. I am as responsible for that, and what they had taught me that is about. They said, I am responsible. I am as responsible as George Washington to participate. You don't have to be George Washington, you know. It's my job. It's part of your job. As a human being, born in America, I said all these different government or places, you know, whatever. They have their governments and stuff, and our government is comprised of the people, by the people. And that it's your responsibility, meaning mine. This is what they taught me now. And it is what I like any American that I am. So what I was taught, it was a belief. It's a belief. It's a belief. If you love not just your American brothers and sisters, but all in the whole world. If you love your brothers and sisters who live on this planet, which also means your cats and dogs, by the way, And do I have to spell it out for you? You know, the fish of the sea, all right? If you care about them, if you care, if you give a damn, if you give a damn about your nephew, you know, your sister's son, do you care about him? Then you have to. So anyway, that has brought me to the hood. The quest has brought me to the hood. Because I've got to know these people. I need to know these people. All the people. I need to know who is it that makes up this world that we know of, that we've grown up in, called America. And I think one of the unique-ish things about America and Americans is that we grow up in this huge world called America. I mean, if you grow up in Germany, then you have a plot of land the size of Texas that is, you know, wonderful and plentiful, and but you know, right next door is France. Right next door is France. Like as next door as, you know, from Texas is from Louisiana. You know, and then, you know, and it, say you're in Germany, and you know, I'm just thinking, you know, it's all where they speak a different language. Also, you know, in America, we speak English. Now, there aren't that many people who know how to speak English. Thank God. They taught me how to speak English. They taught me how to speak English. I don't remember learning how to speak English, and I do not remember learning how to read. I remember learning. I remember the first time I rode a bicycle, and my dad put training wheels on it, and I said, "What are those for?" And he put them on. Okay. And I got on my bike and I just rode off, and I'm just saying that is my experience. And I think the same thing is true with reading. I just started reading. And my mom said I didn't speak much when I was a kid. And she said it wasn't because you didn't know how to speak, but it was because you just didn't have anything to share. So hopefully, well, herein lies the difference. Now I've got some stuff to share. I found some shit. And I've got something to share. So important it is that I get off the dope. God has rescued me from the dope. God has rescued me from the dope in the form of this body. I'm uh, I'm not immune, but my body is. You know, when I first started, like the first time I tried marijuana, you know, it's nice to have those memories. It's good to have those memories. I get to, and I do. I enjoy the memories. I can, I don't, I don't, I don't. You know, there are no sad feelings or feeling of loss. It's a feeling of having something. You know, it's not just the memories. I have, like when I first did meth, man. Wow, and so powerful, so powerful. unbelievably powerful. I've never experienced anything more powerful than that. I mean, deprivation of oxygen, but, never, I mean, I'm thinking in terms of what has that strong of an effect. Maybe the first couple times you smoke a cigarette, and if you have big ass hits or something, then you realize you got to sit down, and you realize this is a thing. No wonder people smoke them and stuff. This is a thing. This is something. And now. Um, I'm not saying it doesn't do anything. It works like your basic speed, halfway decent speed, like a couple units of Ritalin or Adderall. My body is learned to. I suspect my body has learned to. Well, no, it does everything. It ignores it. It knows how to let it slide by and out, and it knows how to grab a hold of it, the various molecules, the actual molecules. It identifies them, grabs them, and sends them to the appropriate place, and it out. And it has learned to kill it, to destroy it. Cells learn to identify it and destroy it, and which I think is tremendous. That it could learn how to destroy it, because it has. I mean, I can tell. When I first started, I pee it out, and you can tell. The pee is cloudy, it's clingy, viscosity is higher. It seems it's got the meth oilness about it. And now my pee is, even though I'm doing more, I did it a lot in the beginning. I was out to explore. And I did. I tripped on it. I tripped on it. I set out to trip on it. And I tripped on it. I visited with some folks on my sofa here. If you could turn right around, you'd see my sofa. There's a cat back there someplace. This is just going. I'm gonna let it go. I don't know how much memory I have. Everything's erased. So. I was talking about tripping on meth. Yeah. I liked to do that. I don't think I can do that anymore. I haven't done that, I'd say maybe 2 months ago. Where, I was talking about the folks that I visited with. And then there was a woman in the kitchen. I think they were all women. Now, mind you, I probably hadn't slept in 4 or 5 days, and I've been to go fast. Just to put a number to it, I would say $60 to $80 worth a day for several days. I said, you guys don't. See, I didn't want to insult them because I thought they were guests in my house. I was walking around my house. Things were, they seemed right, normal. But anyway, they were sitting there, fat women. And I said something like, "Was it time to go?" And actually, they didn't want to talk to me very much. finally I said, you guys don't exist, do you? And they said something like, well, yes, we do. And then I'd leave and they'd come back and they'd still be here. I guess I knew something, wasn't right. So if I ignore you or don't believe in you, you'll go away. Before that, I said, yeah, you guys don't exist. I created you. I created you. You're in my mind. And they said, yes. I said, okay, well, now I know you're in my mind, and that freaks me out because I can't, it's like you're a different entity or whatever. So that really bugs me, and I'd like you to go away now. They wouldn't go away, and they wouldn't go away. And it's just like through the evening, and I'm going back and forth to the kitchen to visit with this other woman who also didn't exist. So then I came back in here and I would see them. And I don't know if I got their names, or all I had to do was say their names or say, you don't exist. And they'd just disappear. And then I'd realize that they were folds in a blanket on the sofa or something like that. My mind had created this. Now, and I'm not. First thing you do when you're a drug addict is you don't fucking trip out on your bullshit, and the drugs are bullshit. You trip out on that. I learned that quick. So grateful I learned that quick. You say to yourself, "Hey, whoa, Dave, you just did, acid or marijuana," and I don't do like people think I'm like big time drug addict. I delve. I try not to live in, but I will delve. But I'm done delving. Done delving. Yeah. Crystal, I have, it's not a matter of meeting your match. I am no match for the crystal. But the crystal. There is a crystal that lives in this house. And I'm not kidding you. No, I'm not kidding you. Turn it around this way a little bit. Maybe you can see something. There's a 180-degree lookabout. And did you see the floor? I want you to take notice of the floor. The floor and all the woodwork. A lot of woodwork in this house. It's really not. It's not bad. It's a fourplex. It was designed as a apartment building, apartments. Fourplex. Two downstairs and two upstairs. And there's a crystal. Well, I don't know if it's straight up crystal meth. They used to cook here. I don't know for how long, but they cooked here. And so, the place is full of whatever it takes to make crystal meth. I should say, isolate crystal meth. Because we know who makes crystal meth. Big, fat, white Americans. Probably live in the South. They make methamphetamine. They make it because they make money off it. And I'm going to puzzle it out. How much do they make? How much gets lost? There's a shitload of crystal meth to be had in my neighborhood. For $1,000, I will give you a big puddle of crystal meth of various qualities. Some of it will be like glass. It looks like glass. I mean, it's clear. I mean, and you know. Anyway, the crystal. I can show you. Maybe another video. This wood. This wood. Actually, this area right here, through here. What it does is it mostly it sweats. It'll sweat meth oil, amphetamine oil. But in another region, because this is a very damp area for it, for some reason. There are other areas, but even right here, I can show you, are actual crystals. Take a knife or whatever, and first of all, you can't drill a hole. You can't take your regular drill bit. You can't take you can't take a hammer and a nail and drive a nail through this wood, through this. I don't see it.